years ago, I read an interview that the Oscar-winning actor Javier Bardem did in Time magazine. And he said that what he wants most is that all the characters he's played get inside a room and they don't have anything to say to each other because they're so different. And I think that if there's any actor in Hindi cinema who aspires to that, it is actor and chameleon Ranveer Singh.
जीते की चाल, बाज की नजर और बाजीराव की तलवार पर संदेह नहीं करते।
सुना है बहुत खूबसूरत है।
प्रॉमिस मैं कभी फ्रेंडशिप के आगे नहीं बढ़ूंगा।
मेरी मर्दानगी के बारे में आप गांव की किसी भी लड़की से पूछ सकते हो मैगजी भाई, रिपोर्ट अच्छी मिलेगी।
कोई दूसरा मेरे को बताएगा मैं कौन हूँ।
What as we here for?
वो बटर नाइफ।
I would like to be recognized as a versatile actor.
He is the most versatile actor of the current generation.
You're the most influential actor of your generation.
वो मतलब सुपरस्टार है नेक्स्ट। यो होता ना कि मतलब अब नेक्स्ट कौन? वो रणवीर सिंह है।
Yeah, I've always wanted to ask you. You're from Mumbai, right?
Bombay boy, sir. Born and raised.
How did you get into films? Because you're not from film family.
So as far back as I can remember, the only thing I ever wanted to do, not even become an actor, I wanted to be a Hindi film का hero.
जब से मैं इतना छोटा था ना, बच्चा, उस वक्त से मुझे और कुछ नहीं करना था। मुझे सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक्टर बनना था, हिंदी फिल्म हीरो बनना था।
The only thing I ever wanted to do was become an actor.
मतलब मेरे दिमाग में, मेरे ज़हन में और कुछ था ही नहीं। वो आंटियाँ आती है ना, अक्सर वो आपके गाल खींच कर पूछती है, बेटे आप बड़े हो के क्या बनने वाले हो? मैं तो ऐसे देखता था, आंटी ये भी कोई पूछने की बात है, मैं तो हीरो बनूंगा।
मतलब it was not sports. बच्चे बाहर, you know, they used to play cricket and football. I used to sit in front of the TV. I'm like a TV baby. Before cable television also, I used to just watch VHS tapes of, you know, Amitabh Bachchan films. And when cable television came, I couldn't get up from in front of the television. It was just, you know, entertainment and entertainment media, films, television shows. This was what I found really fascinating.
मेरे पेरेंट्स का हमेशा दिल था कि मैं अमेरिका जाऊं पढ़ने के लिए, ग्लोबल एक्सपोजर के लिए जाऊं, बाहर अपने आप रहूं, अपने आप अपना सब कुछ करूं।
When you're going from school to college, these questions start becoming pertinent. Are you really going to? You don't have a background in Hindi films. Back in at that time, this is around the year 2000. It was still, industry was still very closed. You know, there was a lot of nepotism at that time. My chances were bleak, so I kind of gave up on my dream. I felt it was too far-fetched for me to think that I would get a prime opportunity as a leading man in mainstream Hindi films. So I said, let me do something else that I enjoy, which is creative writing.
As destiny and fate would have it, मैं थोड़ा लेट रजिस्टर कर रहा था क्लासेस के लिए, सारे सीट्स फुल हो गए थे। अब एक क्लास में एक सीट बची थी जो मुझे लेनी थी, एक क्लास में एक सीट बची थी, वो थी एक्टिंग 1। तो मैं गया उस दिन पर और हमारे सर ने कहा, देखो हर क्लास के पहले आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं, मुझे जानना ही नहीं आप कौन हो, कहाँ से आए हो।
That instructor said, I don't want to know your names or who you are, where you're from. Everybody introduces them on the first day of class. He said, just go up and perform. So the only thing I actually knew, like the back of my hand, were Amitabh Bachchan's dialogue. उफ, तुम्हारे उसूल, तुम्हारे आदर्श, किस काम के हैं तुम्हारे उसूल?
तुम्हारे सारे उसूलों को गोंद कर एक वक्त की रोटी नहीं बनाई जा सकती है। अब बैठे हैं क्लास में अमेरिकन बच्चे जिनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, मैं क्या बोल रहा है ये बंदा, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है।
There were students who never understood a word of Hindi,
लेकिन इमोशन था उसमें, जज्बा था।
but I said it with so much passion.
Feeling.
They started clapping.
Wow.
I was like, this is it, man. I went back to my seat. I was like, man, this was magical. I went up on the stage and I expressed myself and I was able to evoke an emotion out of an audience. This is what I love to do. This is the only thing this is my calling.
This is my first love. Why am I compromising with my whole life?
I don't want to be 35 years old and say I never took my chances.
Right.
This is what I want to do.
When I graduated and came back, I had no idea how I was going to go about this. I joined theatre groups. I became an assistant director.
मैंने सोचा असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर की नौकरी अच्छी होगी, मैं सेट पर रोज जाऊंगा, एक्टरों से मिलूंगा, कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर से मिलूंगा, लोग जो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं इंडस्ट्री में उनसे मेरी मुलाकात तो होगी, you know, एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट तो कहीं ना कहीं मिल जाए।
I was basically doing various things within the gamut of the Bombay film industry. I used to call it my hustle period. It's just trial and error. You know, you just try anything and everything. Those three and a half years were where you felt like it's not going to work out and your time's running out and there was a lot of anxiety. It was very difficult. Sometimes you were just staring at the bottom of the barrel and not knowing whether it will happen. Is it ever going to happen for me? There is no plan B. One way or another, I'm gonna make this happen. I will push and push
and work and make it happen if it's the last thing I do.
I'll tell you a funny story. For my 23rd birthday, my sister, instead of candles on my cake, had made these small pictures, and she had morphed my face onto posters of Yash Raj films. And so I took those pictures of the cake and I pinned them up in my room.
8 महीने बाद मैं डेट पर था, शानू का फ़ोन आया, उठाया नहीं, 7 बार फ़ोन किया उसे, 7 मिस्ड कॉल्स दिए, फिर एक SMS भेजा, मैंने पढ़ लेता हूँ क्या चाहिए इसको। SMS मैंने खोला, उसमें दो वर्ड्स थे, आदित्य चोपड़ा। मतलब यशराज तो सिर्फ स्टार्स के साथ काम करता है। मैंने बोला नहीं, पहली बार वो एक नया फेस लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं, तो वो चाहते हैं कि आप इन हाउस कास्टिंग डिवीज़न में जाकर ऑडिशन दें। मैं गया, मुझे पता था ये ही वो मौका है जो मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ।
It's like do or die, sink or swim. You have somehow miraculously landed yourself this one opportunity to be a mainstream actor in Bollywood films.
This is like make or break, you know. This is like World Cup penalty kick. It has to go in.
Yeah.
You know, if it goes in, you're a world champ. If it doesn't, you go home.
I had a 1,000,000 to 1 shot, man. And look what happened. I got launched by Yash Raj Films.
I landed up on the first day on set and they said, you go to your vanity van and we'll call you. I said, vanity van? He said, see that door there, that little truck looking thing, you have to go there and you wait there. So I went inside and I'm sitting like this. Vanity van. Then any knock on the door, main aa jaun.
I was so basic that we were in a talkie scene, I think maybe perhaps on the first day, and there was a boom mic and the person was standing here and he was holding the boom. And I'm looking at Anushka, I'm like, is this guy gonna stand here like this? And she's like, you know our dialogues? How do you think they're gonna get recorded? Yes, he's going to stand there and record the dialogues that you and I are gonna say to each other. I didn't even know that much.
A couple of days after Band Baja Bharat released, you know, there was this whole thing that, you know, you'd hear that Shah Rukh Khan has 555 in every one of his numbers. His phone number, his landline, his mobile phone, his car has 555. So I'm sitting on the 2 days since Band Baja Bharat is released, and some 555 numbers calling me. Okay, and I don't know why I didn't answer. I wouldn't have thought in my wildest imaginations that Shah Rukh Khan would be calling me.
I met Manish and he was like, call aa gaya? Khush hai? I was like, what are you talking about?
call?
He's like, "Arey, phone check karna." So I opened my phone and I see these missed calls. I was like, no.
Kiske?
It was Shah Rukh Khan.
So Shah Rukh Khan called me to congratulate me on Band Baja Bharat. And the most surreal things happened. These are things out of my wildest imaginations, you know.
I was very raw. So I don't even know how that happened. Band Baja I think in terms of learning curve, every day was a spike.
Correct.
Every day I'd learn something. So it was actually Band Baja was like being in school.
Actually, it was Lutera, where
Yeah, so film I love. Film I love. Yeah.
such a little gem. Ladies vs. Ricky Bell hadn't done too well at the box office. It was full of all this like angst. I was like, man, I'm going to prove a point. Up until then, there was perhaps this criticism that all this high energy and all was put in a different context. You know, it's like people thought, okay, flash in the pan or one-dimensional or whatever. I was like, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
Because I was looking to establish a certain versatility at the outset, at a nascent stage in my career. I was looking to, you know, show another side of my acting repertoire.
So the second half of Lutera, my character walks around with a gunshot wound in his hip. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I've never really experienced that degree of pain before. So let me kind of recreate or generate it.
तो वो होता ना, वो काले वाले जो पेपर क्लिप होता है ना, जो बड़े मतलब 100 लगा देते हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे मैं लगा दूंगा, तो उसने लगाया और ऊपर नीचे जा रहा है पहाड़ पे to get himself into that moment because he's been shot. He has to come in sweating.
I'm fucked, bro. I can't wait half an hour. You should have told me.
I was actually recreating that degree of physical pain because I didn't know how else to do it.
It was in Lutera that I realized that I have that potential too.
And at the time, it was not commercially successful, highly critically acclaimed. you know, even 10 years later, people come up to me and be like, when are you going to do more movies like Lutera? It's one of the most beautiful films we've seen. That film is like appreciates in value every year. You know, it's like a timeless piece of work by one of our finest talents, Mr. Motwani.
ए मेरी मर्दानगी के बारे में आप गांव की किसी भी लड़की से पूछ सकते हो मैक्जी भाई, रिपोर्ट अच्छी मिलेगी।
Applause for only Mr. Sanjay Leela Bhansali. I often run out of words to express to you what that man has done for me as an artist. The way he completely overhauled my thinking about the craft of acting, about art, about performance art. It's like he shattered all these constructs that I came into his film with.
It's in Ram Leela where he started inviting my contribution to the scene. During blocking, he'd be like, okay, you know your character. Now you tell me what you do next. You do it. I'm not going to say anything. You know what the objective of this scene is. You all you actors, you go and just play. Just do whatever you feel like.
Mr. Bhansali, I would say, is somebody who has shaped me as an artist more than any other creative collaborator in my entire life. I used to approach acting a certain way. You know, I used to think of it as, yehi mujhe sab pata hai, I know everything. But Mr. Bhansali kind of broke me.
It's through him that I realized that I actually don't know anything. That this realm of creativity is limitless. That you can just keep exploring. There is no end.
There is no end to how much I can explore or how many different people I can become.
Staging a scene with Mr. Bhansali is perhaps, as a creative person, the most fulfilling time. I crave it. I crave it. It's the best time ever.
चीते की चाल, बाज की नजर और बाजीराव की तलवार पर संदेह नहीं करते, कभी भी मात दे सकती है।
जब हम रामलीला शूट कर रहे थे बंसाली साहब के साथ, उस वक्त पे ऊपर से मिस्टर बंसाली ने मुझे बोला था कि मोस्टली मैं बाजीराव मस्तानी करने वाला हूँ. एंड या आई थिंक आई वाज शूटिंग गुंडे. रामलीला had released. He called me into the office. He said, I want to make Bajirao with you. It was a bit daunting at first, but I was almost salivating that the thought of getting this character, so many shades to play. He's a son, a father, brother, lover, husband, alpha, warrior, statesman, hero who has an incredible graph from the start of the film to the end of the film.
What really struck me was the way you got the accent here. I mean, it was bang on here. How did you manage that? It was so bang on that it felt like you are a Marathi speaking guy who's speaking Hindi.
इनकी वजह से आज ये पेशवा जिंदा है और पेशवा की वजह से मराठा साम्राज्य जिंदा है. आला लक्षात.
I posed the question to him for Bajirao Mastani. I said, would you want me to speak in Hindi with a Marathi tilt? He said, you have to. That is one of your strongest points in your repertoire and ability. You must do it. So I did a little bit of homework. Sometimes I used to YouTube speeches of politicians who are speaking Hindi with the Marathi tilt. So there is a process or a time that's assigned prior to the commencement of the film that I take to develop the character. But every process is different. When there's no risk for me, there's no excitement.
Which is the riskiest character you have chosen?
Probably Alauddin Khilji.
ये क्या किया तुमने? आप ही ने कहा था आजमा कर देख लो. चाचा जान, हम आपके तोहफे से बेहद खुश हुए.
This was a bit harmful, this character. I can't say I made healthy choices in this process.
I was a bit worried.
मैं बहुत डरा हुआ था actually sir. मिस्टर बंसाली मेरे गुरु हैं, मैं उनको ना तो नहीं बोल सकता किसी चीज में, लेकिन मैंने इतना तो बताया उनको कि सर मैं बहुत डरा हुआ हूँ. Because when I read the part, I knew that I would have to tap into some really dark places in order to play this character, and I wasn't ready to do it at that point, that stage in my life.
I couldn't wrap my head around a person who, allegedly commissioned genocide.
I knew that I would have to go deep into the rabbit hole for this, and I was petrified at that stage.
I was like, how do I get into the mindset of a guy who has perpetrated these sorts of things? It's unimaginable to me.
I really had to revisit some not so fond memories in my life experience.
I had picked up an apartment and I locked myself in that apartment for the longest amount of time, and I was only engaging with these very dark and disturbing
themes, listening to music that's just, I was listening to like soundtracks of like horror films, you know.
I'd shut the lights, all the lights in the house, and I'd play the Shining soundtrack and walk around and try and feel the music. And I was doing all kinds of crazy things to kind of get in touch with whatever darkness there might be residing in me. I believe everybody has a little bit of darkness in them.
मुझे पता था कि भैया ये पार्ट में ये मेरी जान ले लेगा. मुझे लगा कि मैं पागल हो रहा हूँ.
It was a big risk. It was a big risk. But Mr. Bhansali convinced me that
I must explore this part, and all credit to him. I'm glad he was able to convince me because I was scared.
And like I said, it's my endeavor to create distinctive characters. I would like to be recognized as a versatile actor.
Every time there's a new character, it should be drastically different from anything else or the previous one, most certainly.
The thing is, I want to play as many characters, like a wide variety of characters. So I would not restrict it. I don't want to play that guy, or don't want to play something like that.
I don't wish to be put in a box. I wish not to be defined, because I find that if you define me, then that by its fundamental nature, it's limiting. It would limit me. And as a creative person, I'd like to believe that I have no limits. I have that the possibilities within my craft are just limitless, that they be infinite.
Where do you get this energy from here?
I just think it's a natural disposition, sir. Must be some chemical imbalance or something. Lots of people ask me, this is a question I face almost every day when I interact with people. कि आपकी energy का राज बताइए रणबीर. And I think after having been asked enough and analyzing and thinking about it or introspecting enough, I think it's just a very basic enthusiasm for what I do.
Priyanka Chopra, who was also one of my co-actors, one day she told me, you know who you are? You're that kid who always is like, look ma, I made it. I'm an actor. Look.
Most mornings I can't believe that I'm a Hindi film actor. Like, I actually became an actor. I still can't believe it.
Can I tell you, 10 years down, I still can't believe I'm an actor. I still can't believe it. I wake up every day in disbelief that I am a Hindi film hero,
And that itself is the greatest gift, the greatest blessing that I never lose sight of.
Simba is the toughest role, actually. To play to the gallery, to adopt a very high pitch, it's high risk again, but still make it work and make it somewhere or the other authentic, something that connects.
And one of my favorite movies of my own, and one of my favorite performances of my own. When I watch that, I'm like, yeah, woo! I love it.
When somebody asks me what do you think is your best performance, I say Simba, because therein was the biggest challenge. To make that work was challenging, and I'm very proud of that performance. So whilst it doesn't get spoken of when people talk about my performances, the real challenge was Simba, and to have done it in the way that it was created, that's one I'm very proud of.
I
was shooting in Paris for Befikre. Zoya came over to meet me, and she showed me a video on YouTube of Mere Gali Mein, a rap track done by Divine and Nazy. She showed me that 2.5-3 minute video, and she was like, this is the world of the film that I want to make. I want to make a story about a kid who wants to make it as a rapper, rise above his lot and try and break through as an artist in spite of being disenfranchised.
कोई दूसरा मेरे को बताएगा मैं कौन है?
How did you work this part? I mean, did you know how to rap before, or did you learn? Because it seems so natural, I mean.
So I've been into hip-hop from a very young age. I used to learn up all the lyrics so I could rap along with those songs.
In Simba, there's a lot you have to do. There's a lot to do. And Gully Boy, you just have to be.
Right.
In Simba, I'm driving everything. In Gully Boy, there's a lot happening around me, and I'm just reacting. I'm very quiet and very reserved. Two very different modes of performance, and how blessed I am that I have Zoya Akhtar on one hand and Rohit Shetty on the other.
Yeah.
There was a big question mark, however. Are you going to rap yourself, or is somebody going to voice? So Zoya called me into the studio, and it was like my big test, They're like, is he going to be able to rap? And I was like, Zoya,
I will rap. I'm not gonna have it any other way. You have to let me do this. She was like, oh, I'll let you do it if you're any good. And I must have spit out one verse and she was like, oh, let's do it. It's on, baby boy, let's go. And yeah, I'm really glad that one of my little side skills got to be showcased in this manner.
We here to win. To win the World Cup. What else we here for?
Okay, I want to know how you did it. What did you do to get into the mind of that man? How did you do it? I mean,
how do you become the person that you are playing?
There were two prongs to this. One is the cricket. You got to play cricket like Couple. Then you got to be like Couple in terms of your persona and, you know, all the exterior and interior, mind, body, soul, everything.
Of course, it was a new challenge because this is a living, breathing person. A person who you have a reference point.
And everybody is looking at me with eagle eyes saying, you would better get the action right.
Yeah.
Better not mess up that bowling action. We're watching you. You'd better get it right.
I'd be playing cricket for 4 hours in the morning, a couple of hours of physical conditioning in the evening, and the rest of the space was all character development.
I lived with him for 2 weeks in his house to kind of pick up his mannerisms and develop the character. He trained me in cricket, the nuances of his batting style and his bowling action. I of course spent 2 weeks with Kapil sir, watching him, videographing him, observing him, speaking with him at length for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, just listening to his experiences, getting into his mind. And that's where I collected all the ammunition that I needed in order to create his character.
I say before, we're here to win.
I was submerged in what was nothing short of an avalanche of love and praise. Perhaps the most I've ever gotten for any film or any character. Perhaps it wasn't a profitable film in terms of just money, but I will tell you unequivocally, it is amongst my most loved films. 83 is an absolute like crowning jewel in my filmography, and I just love the movie. I'm very, very proud of it.
फिल्म अभिनेता रणवीर सिंह इन दिनों अपने एक फोटो शूट की वजह से चर्चा में हैं।
An FIR has been registered against actor Ranveer Singh by the Mumbai police for apparently hurting the sentiments of women.
अगर इस तरह के फोटोग्राफ जो है सोशल मीडिया में डालते हैं तो इससे समाज पर बुरा प्रभाव पड़ेगा।
I did meet other people, but in my mind, I was committed to him.
अब भी तो तुमने बोला I was seeing other people, but I would go back to him. तुमको अब याद नहीं आ रहा।
इन दोनों का कपल ना विल स्मिथ और जेडा पिंकेट स्मिथ के टॉक्सिक रिलेशनशिप्स की वाइब दे रहा है।
इतना talented performer of this generation is slowly fading into mediocrity. Jayesh Bhai Jordar came and went and no one noticed, and Circus was an abomination in terms of storytelling.
उनकी लास्ट कुछ फिल्म्स कमर्शियली अच्छा नहीं परफॉर्म कर पाई थी, so there's a lot of negative PR around him.
रणवीर सिंह के स्टैलियन लाइक करियर को हुआ तो हुआ क्या और कैसे?
In fact, अब तो ऐसा भी कहा जा रहा है कि he has lost his craze amongst the audience.
घायल हूं, इसलिए घातक हूं।
मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, मैंने आज तक इतनी बॉक्स ऑफिस की वीडियोस बनाई है, इतनी बड़ी बड़ी मूवीज को कवर किया है, लेकिन भाई धुरंधर जैसा मैंने आज तक कुछ देखा ही नहीं। कोई इफ, कोई बट, कोई कुछ नहीं। ये जो मूवी कर रही है ना, मैंने आज तक ऐसा कुछ देखा ही नहीं है।
रणवीर का कैरेक्टर फिल्म में एक एक्चुअल स्पाई की तरह, एक एक्चुअल एस्पियोनाज एजेंट की तरह, राइट फ्रॉम द वे ही लुक्स, राइट फ्रॉम द वे ही टॉक्स एंड राइट फ्रॉम द वे ही कैरीज हिमसेल्फ अमंगस्ट द गैंगस्टर्स इज impeccably done.
And Ranveer is superb as is Dhurandhar. What Ranveer has done is exactly what was required in the film.
He lives the character of Hamza. Mainly he plays Hamza. इतना brilliant परफॉर्मेंस है कि मजा आ जाता है उन्हें देखकर, और इस रोल में वो ऐसे चमके हैं कि सालों तक लोग इस किरदार को, इस रोल को और उनके परफॉर्मेंस को याद करेंगे। In one word, he is superb.
I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart each and every person who I've collaborated with in my cinematic journey. They've propelled me forward, shaped my cinematic journey. Thank you. Thank you most of all to my beautiful fans. Your love and support have been my driving force. You inspire me to push my limits and strive for greatness, to find that moment of truth that's invaluable. Long live cinema, this magical medium of ours that transcends boundaries, cultures, geographies, and languages. A passion that unites and connects people from all over the world. Let's use it to spread love. Here's to the infinite possibilities within the art form. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.